All right, so we're in a new lesson. We're going to be learning about interest. So I just wanted to give you guys a brief overview of interest and some of the things that we're going to learn in this lesson. So the objective or the goal of this lesson is that you will be able to identify and calculate simple interest. And we're going to use a formula. So I would highly recommend writing this down. It is going to be I is equal to PRT. The I is for the interest, the P is going to be for our principal, the R is for our rate, and the T is for our time. So, the reason that we want to know this information is because it's going to help us to manage our money. If you are saving money or if you borrow money, you want to know how much is owed to you or how much you owe to someone else when we talk about our interest. So, some of the vocabulary words that we're going to talk about is going to be principal. We'll see the terminology interest. We'll also see simple interest and then rate as well as time. Okay, so those are things that we're going to talk about quite a bit in this lesson. So when we talk about principal, let's talk about let's say that you have $200. You save this money and you want to make it grow. So this is going to be called your principal, and the principal is the original amount of money that you saved. So in this case, it's the $200. And then the interest is the money that you're going to earn on saving the money. Um, and so you will earn interest by placing it in a bank. Whereas if you put it in your piggy bank, you won't earn anything off of it. Okay. So it is the money that's going to be earned. So, for example, let's say that a bank is willing to pay you 5% on your $200 principal, then you'll have more than $200 to take out of the bank, depending on when you take the money out. Okay. So simple interest is going to be a method or a way for us to calculate the interest only on the principal amount. But what it does not take into account is any interest that you've already earned. In that case, it will be called compound interest, but we're not going to get into that. Okay. So again, I want you to remember that the formula that we need to know is going to be I is equal to P, R, and T. So what we are doing is multiplying each of those variables together. Okay. And so it's often written in this format. And remember again, the I is the interest, the P is the principal, the rate is the R is the interest rate, and then the T is the time. Okay. Um, and so this one here, let's see what else we've got. So this example just says that if you put the $200 into a savings account, they're willing to pay you 3% simple interest. In 1 year, you will earn $6. So if you went to pull all of that money out of the bank the next year, you wouldn't pull out $200. You'd actually have $206 in the bank account. Okay. Now the percentage of interest is applied to the principal, and it's typically when we talk about the rate. It's typically given on an annual basis. Annual means a yearly basis. Okay. So if your interest rate is 5%, you're going to earn 5% on the 200 every year. So not every month or anything like that. It's every year you would earn 5% interest. In regards to the time is just how long you keep the money in the safekeeping location or wherever it's been invested. Um, and so the periods is the way in which the interest is calculated. So a lot of times you will see them refer to years. However, you may see some other examples, but annual basis is what we will typically see in regards to our timing. All right. So, why is all this useful? Again, you want to be able to calculate interest so that you can make some good money making decisions when it comes to either saving your money. If you want to invest it, you want to know how much you can earn over time. And then you can understand when you're looking at loans. So, if you want to buy a car or a house or something like that, you want to be able to understand how much you're going to pay in interest, which is on top of what you owe in regards to the principal. So we're going to talk about that as we look at some problems throughout the lesson. And so they give us some practice questions here. So you can try to figure that out and see what you come out with. But by the end of the lesson, you should definitely be able to solve those problems. So remember, the key thing that I want you guys to remember from this lesson is use the formula when you get ready to solve on simple interest. And before I leave, I wanted to make sure that you guys also know that in our reference sheets, you should also see that information in regards to simple interest. So it is listed here on your reference sheet.